Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth, and fancy seeing you here, and you are very welcome, my friends, and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, no touching. I don't do the touching. Yes, welcome to Friday's edition of the dceu Daily, where Margot Robbie gets woke, gets a bit man-bashy. Then this is a very fashionable thing now within the entertainment industry to bash men, even though male suicides, the percentages of it are going higher and higher and higher. Male feminists, far lefts are still attacking men. So I'm going to read you an article from Screen Rant, which has really upset me because I have so much respect for Margot Robbie. She's really a nice girl. She really is. She's very talented. I respect the fact that she's got this all-female production company. She wants to do that. She can. That's entirely up to her. I can't tell people what to do. I don't think it's representation when you go so the other way and you're not kind of employing men and women, right? It's a bit problematic, right? But that's up to her. She's doing it. That's the way it is. If that's what she wants to do, she has the power to do that. But we've got to be careful how we talk in life, because when things you say are so wrong and full of untruths and kind of half-truths, you put yourself in a bit of trouble. So Margot Robbie confirms Birds of Prey praise Harley Quinn is less male-gazy. Now we're going to talk about that term in a minute. Margot Robbie, producer and star of Birds of Prey and the fantabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn, confirms the DC movie is less male-gazy. Robbie made her DC Films debut playing Dr. Harleen Quinzel, aka Harley Quinn, in 2016 as part of the ensemble cast in David Ayer's Suicide Squad. In the movie, Robbie's character forgoes the villainous typical red and black Harley Quinn jumpsuit for a pair of short shorts and tight t-shirt that reads Daddy's Little Monster, because that's not controversial at all, is it? Anyway, like that of Jared Leto's Joker, Harley Quinn's non-classic look was the focus of much discussion among Suicide Squad viewers. However, though Suicide Squad was poorly reviewed and divisive among DC fans, it wasn't actually. DC fans actually liked it. It was a really good film. Robbie's Harley Quinn was one aspect of the film that was near universally beloved. As such, Warner Brothers and DC Films put a handful of Harley Quinn movies into development, including a Suicide Squad sequel, Gotham City Sirens from Air, and a Joker and Harley Quinn movie, although James Gunn's The Suicide Squad is expected to see Harley return. Fans will next get to see Robbie's anti-hero in Birds of Prey. The film is directed by Kathy Yan from a script by Christina Hodgson. It's a female-fronted project, as I've already explained, with Robbie producing as well as starring as Harley Quinn, who teams up with DC heroes Black Canary, Journey Smollett, Belle, Huntress Mary Elizabeth Winstead, and Renee Montoya, Rosie Perez, to rescue the young Cassandra Cain, Ella J. Basco. From the release of the Birds of Prey costume test video, it's been clear that the film's take on Harley Quinn and her fellow female DC characters would be pandering much less to, listen to this, pandering much less to straight male viewers. Hang on a minute. Did I ask for her to dress the way she did in Suicide Squad? Did I say, dress like that so I can get a boner about what you're wearing? No, I didn't ask you to dress like that. So it's not my fault. And by the way, she looked extremely sexy in Suicide Squad. But was it just straight males who would have got off on that? No, because bisexual women and gay women would have really liked that too. So why is it just about the straight male gays? It's not just us that would have got off on that. Ridiculous. More men bashing for no reason. It's cruelty, people, and it's an unfair rhetoric. So let's carry on. Robbie confirms as much in Vogue profile. Oh, here we go. When journalist, Irina Alexander brings up the difference in Harley Quinn's costumes on Birds of Prey versus Suicide Squad. Costume designer Erin Burnett, A Star Is Born, attributed to the female-led creative team. Of course, saying that's what happens when you have a female producer, director, writer, Robbie chimed in to say, yeah, it's definitely less male-gazy. So we must be clear here that Margot has been led into this kind of answer. So we must be clear here. The actual female interviewer has let her into this. So it's not like she's gone into one and decided to say this. So she goes, yes, it's less male-gazy. But Margot, I have to take issue with you because, as I said, I did get off. I found you very sexy. I did. I wanted to have sex with kind of Harley Quinn in the movie. I did. I admit that. I actually fell in love with her. I wanted to go on a date with her. I wanted to start going with her and start doing some really twisted stuff with her. But it wouldn't have only been males who were attracted to your character the way you were dressed. It would have been gay females as well. So what you're saying, this male gazy thing, is so bad and so wrong, but you live in a bubble and you don't get it. But you are causing the heightened amount of men killing themselves or wanting to kill themselves because there's not a positive place for us to go anymore. Because me, as an ordinary male who doesn't sexually harass women, who does respect women and all people, is being accused of things we just are not guilty of. If you dress sexy, my biology is going to get me excited. But I didn't ask you to dress like that. And the point being, gay females would have found you attractive as well. So here we go. The male gaze, for those who are unfamiliar with the term, refers to the practice of depicting women in media and literature from specifically straight male perspective, typically as sexual objects for the pleasure of straight male viewers. In comics and superhero movies specifically, the term is applied to female characters whose costumes and poses are sexualized for no real reason other than to appeal to straight male consumers. Not to gay female consumers, of course, because they don't find that at all attractive, do they? Like arguably Harley Quinn's costume in Suicide Squad. It should be noted that Kate Harley was the costume designer on Suicide Squad, a female in the gift that keeps on giving, people. These people are batshit crazy. Was the costume on Suicide, but directors and producers also weigh in on costumes, of course they do, which on Suicide Squad, listen to this, on Suicide Squad were all men, with the singular exception of Deborah Snyder. Whereas on Birds of Prey, the movie has a female director in Yan, a female writer in Hodgson, and two female producers in Robbie and Sue Kroll, which, as Banash hints, allows for a production that feels more authentic and less like it's pandering to straight men only. It's ridiculous. As I say, it's ridiculous because what you're talking about, you are pandering to gay women as well because they would have been attracted by Harley and the way Margot was dressed. You are speaking untruths. It remains to be seen if that leads to more successful movie in Birds of Prey. But given the success of Wonder Woman, Black Panther and Captain Marvel, it's clear audiences are ready for more stories told from a variety of perspectives. As long as they're not Greek Cypriots, or any other Polish people or German people, as long as it's the section that you feel must be represented. Because the truth is, people of colour, people from the LGBTQ community are already overly represented, right? Now, we know that straight white males were overly represented for 20, 30 years, and that wasn't right. But going the other way and only representing those kind of departments and not representing all the nationalities around the world gets you in trouble because you're saying these groups are more important than the other groups. I am very supportive of the LGBTQ community, people of colour, and everyone, different shapes, sizes, nationalities, but you're only representing a few because it's politically cool to do so. And where are we? But stories told from a variety of perspectives. And with the Birds of Prey movie budget smaller than typical DCU films, even though it's R-rated, it could be a major success, both critically and commercially, no matter what fans will get to see. Birds of Prey and a fantabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn for themselves next year. Let's just see who wrote this. By Molly Freeman. Isn't that a surprise? So you've got to be very careful with media, boys and girls, right? You have to be careful because it's told journalists do articles from a certain perspective. So I'm going to repeat to you the male gaze. You can't say, right, if you have a woman, right, that's sexually kind of dressed and stuff like that, right, we have to be honest that yes, men will be attracted by that. But also gay women will be attracted to that as well. So it's not just the male gaze. It's the whole gaze. It's a sexual gaze. It should be called a sexual gaze. But it's just another opportunity to attack men and rise those men killing themselves, the amount of men killing themselves. And it's not just me saying this. It's there. Go on the internet. It's getting higher and higher and higher, especially in young men, because wherever we look, we're getting bashed in all forms of media and entertainment. And you know what? Most of us haven't done anything wrong and never disrespected women. And this is where it's all wrong. And this is what upsets me and makes me really angry. So we'll put that down. I need to calm down. It's really hot. I'm getting really sweaty. But I want to change the subject. And this is not really DCEU related, but I want to talk about streaming. I want to talk about the rumour, because of the cancellation of Swamp Thing, that maybe the DC Universe streaming service is going to be cancelled. Let me be clear to you people, and people like Grace Randolph, who are very smug about this situation, right? There's nothing to be smug about. If DC Universe is cancelled, it's nobody's fault. It's not Warner Brothers' fault. They have done everything to make it a success. DC Universe was a big gamble from a beginning, but it was a great blueprint. Digital comics available, loads of DC movies and TV shows, interviews, everything. It's a fabulous idea. But at the end of the day, when you're doing a streaming service for just one set of fans, it's going to be a problem because you can only get a certain amount of people in. This is what the problem with comics is today. You only can get certain diehard people to come in. So all the diehards have subscribed to DC Universe, but the mainstream people were never going to come in and subscribe, and that's the problem. And also, because streaming services always start in the country that the company is owned in because of kind of copyright reasons and all that, is a big problem. So if DC Universe was globally available from the beginning, it would have been more of a success. So I did a video on Swamp Thing being cancelled, and again, not DCEU related, but I just want to talk about it again and reiterate that they're saying it was kind of a disagreement with the creatives. If they weren't happy with the creatives, they could have sacked them and brought other people in for season 2. That doesn't seem the problem here. I still feel that maybe this has been cancelled because maybe they're looking to make a Swamp Thing movie as part of the Black Label, and maybe that's why they thought maybe we should. They started something and they thought, yeah, we don't want to go here. And I think that's what's happened. It's a bit of a shame. I don't know if that's the reason. I don't really know the reason. The whole thing's a mystery to me. I still think the popular opinion about DC Universe is that it will be swallowed up by AT&T and the Warner Brothers media streaming service. But as long as it still exists, that's great. And HBO will be part of this package. So as soon as it's globally available, the Warner Media streaming service, I'll be getting it. And again, the old story has popped up again that the Snyder Cut will be available on the Warner Media streaming service. I say, bring it on. Is it true? I don't know. Look, we've been fighting for this for such a long time. And sometimes you do get battle weary. But we must go on. I really want to go and see this film. And I want to see the Snyder Cut. It's going to be an awesome movie. Let us see it. Come off of it. So what do you think about what I've been talking about today? Tell me what you think about the male gazy situation. I, of course, will be going to see Birds of Prey. It's a DCEU movie. I love Margot Robbie. I have no personal issue with Margot Robbie. I just want people to be careful what they say because men are killing themselves in their droves. And this is very serious now. People tell me that men must support women in the anti-abortion, in Trump's anti-abortion laws. And I agree. We don't want pregnant women having illegal abortions and hurting themselves or maybe even killing themselves by these illegal practices. But I say to women too, it is also your responsibility to help us find a way to bring down the amount of men who are killing themselves. And the main way to do that is stop bashing a whole gender. These gender wars are heartbreaking. They're breaking my heart. We're all human beings. It's not just about, building up a bunch of groups and then saying to the rest of us, saying to men, you're scum, you suck. How do we win? We want a representational society, then be fair to everyone. Don't build some groups up and then attack others. That's not how humanity wins. Thank you very much. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you again later.